In the sprawling expanse of the galaxy, where civilizations traded, warred, and bartered for dominance, one truth became increasingly apparent to those who crossed paths with humanity. Humans had a unique trait that defied all conventional wisdom. This trait wasn't just about their resilience or their unexpected prowess in battle. No, it was something far more unsettling to the galaxy's other species. It was their unyielding determination to pursue their desires, no matter how audacious or improbable. The Korath, a species known for their strict societal norms and powerful telepathic abilities, had always prided themselves on their impeccable control over their population and mating practices. Their rules were ironclad, and their telepathic networks ensured that no one could deviate from them. But when the Korath ambassador, Zeta, found herself embroiled in negotiations with the human delegation, she couldn't shake the growing unease she felt. The humans had arrived at the summit in their usual fashion, casual, brash, and utterly unapologetic. Among them was Commander Alex Harper, whose reputation for breaking boundaries was as legendary as it was feared. Zeta was aware of the stories. Humans who defied the norm, who crossed lines that no one else dared to approach. During the summit, Harper's unassuming demeanor belied a sharp mind and an even sharper sense of humor. The human delegation's proposal was simple. They sought an alliance with the Korath, but they were not interested in mere political agreements. Instead, they wanted to explore cultural exchanges, including those that pushed the boundaries of Korath norms. Zeta's telepathic powers alerted her to a curious pattern in the thoughts of the humans. It wasn't just the mundane chatter or political maneuvering that held her attention, but rather an underlying current of defiance. Harper, in particular, seemed to carry an almost palpable aura of unrestrained freedom. One evening, after a particularly intense negotiation session, Zeta found herself in a secluded corner of the summit's banquet hall. She was trying to compose her thoughts when Harper approached her with a mischievous grin. "Ambassador Zeta," Harper began, his voice smooth and confident, "I've been hearing a lot about how strict your people are when it comes to relationships. I find it intriguing." Zeta raised an eyebrow, her telepathic senses on high alert. "Intriguing? Our societal structure is based on centuries of tradition and control. It's what has kept us stable." Harper chuckled softly. "I've heard, and yet it seems like there's something your people can't quite grasp about humans. We're not exactly known for following the rules, especially when it comes to matters of personal freedom." Before Zeta could respond, Harper continued, "Let me be clear. We're not here to disrespect your customs. But if there's one thing I've learned about humans, it's that we have a unique approach to relationships. We believe in the freedom to choose, no matter how unconventional that choice might be." Zeta's eyes narrowed. "Are you suggesting that your species would—" Harper's grin widened. "Yes, we're quite open to exploring, shall we say, diverse relationships with other species. And nothing, not even the strongest societal norms, will deter us from pursuing what we desire." The Korath ambassador's telepathic network buzzed with alarm. The notion was not just foreign. It was a direct challenge to everything her people believed in. Zeta's people could not conceive of such a disregard for societal boundaries. The following days at the summit were filled with tension. The Korath delegation struggled to reconcile their deeply ingrained beliefs with the audacious proposals of their human counterparts. Despite numerous discussions, Zeta's initial apprehensions grew into a profound realization. The humans weren't just interested in breaking norms, they seemed to revel in it. A crucial turning point came during a private meeting between Harper and Zeta. The commander, with his characteristic blend of charm and defiance, laid out the human perspective on relationships and cultural exchange. "We believe in the beauty of diversity," Harper explained. "Every species has its own unique traits and perspectives. Humans are driven by curiosity and a desire to connect with others, regardless of differences. If we can find common ground, if we can respect each other's boundaries, then why not explore these connections in a way that is true to our nature?" Zeta, though still conflicted, began to understand the essence of the human approach. The determination to overcome barriers and embrace the unknown was not merely a characteristic of their species, it was a defining trait. The Korath had always been about control and predictability, but humans thrived on unpredictability and challenge. In the end, the summit concluded with an unexpected resolution. While the Korath remained steadfast in their traditional practices, they agreed to a new framework for cooperation with the humans. The arrangement included cultural exchanges that respected both species' values while allowing for exploration in a controlled manner. As Harper and his team prepared to depart, Zeta couldn't help but admire their tenacity. The humans had managed to shift the dynamics of the summit in a way no other species had before. It wasn't just about the audacity of their desires, but their unwavering commitment to pursuing them. In the vast tapestry of galactic civilizations, the Korath learned a valuable lesson from their human counterparts. Sometimes the most profound changes come from those who refuse to be constrained by the boundaries of tradition. And for humanity, the galaxy remained a playground of endless possibilities, where no desire was too great and no boundary too strong to challenge. Months had passed since the summit, and the once strict Korath society had begun to observe the new cultural exchanges with mixed reactions. Despite the uneasy peace, the humans' reputation for defying norms continued to spread, and other species looked on with a mix of fascination and trepidation. On the Korath homeworld of Velera, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation. An interspecies conference was being held to discuss the outcomes of the summit's agreements and explore further collaboration. Commander Alex Harper, who had become a symbol of human audacity, was once again at the center of attention. Zeta, now more accustomed to the human ways, found herself both intrigued and unsettled. The discussions had gone smoothly, but a significant cultural exchange was planned, one that involved a human team and a delegation of Veleran scientists working together on a research project designed to bridge their respective biological understandings. The project was ambitious, creating a shared biological database that would enhance medical treatments across species. However, the real challenge lay in the collaborative environment itself. The humans' insistence on a relaxed and open setting clashed with the Korath's preference for formality and control. As the project progressed, Harper's approach to relationships and cultural norms became a focal point. During one of the meetings, Zeta observed how Harper interacted with the Veleran scientists. The humans' casual, yet earnest demeanor created an atmosphere of camaraderie that was both refreshing and perplexing to the more reserved Velerans. One evening, after a long day of discussions, Harper and Zeta found themselves alone in a quiet corner of the research facility. Harper, ever the conversationalist, broke the silence. "You know, Ambassador," Harper said, his eyes twinkling with mischief, "I've been thinking about our last conversation, about how humans approach relationships and boundaries." Zeta raised an eyebrow, her telepathic senses keenly tuned. And Harper leaned in slightly, his voice low and earnest. "I know we've pushed some boundaries, and it's not always comfortable, but it's about more than just breaking rules. It's about finding common ground and understanding each other's perspectives." Zeta's curiosity got the better of her. "And how do you propose we understand each other better?" Harper smiled. "By being open to new experiences, by challenging our own assumptions and seeing where it takes us. As if on cue, a group of veteran scientists entered the room, their faces a mix of curiosity and apprehension. One of them, Dr. Lyra, approached Harper with a hesitant smile. "Commander Harper, we've been discussing the human approach to collaboration," Dr. Lyra began, her voice soft but determined. "Your methods are unconventional, but they seem to be working. We're curious about how you handle such open interactions." Harper chuckled. "Well, it's all about respect and genuine interest. We don't force anything. We simply explore and learn." Dr. Lyra exchanged glances with her colleagues, and after a moment she nodded. "We'd like to try your approach. Let's see how it affects our work." The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. The collaboration between humans and veterans became a model of how to merge different cultures and work styles. The openness of the humans encouraged the veterans to question their own rigid boundaries, leading to breakthroughs in both research and interpersonal relationships. One particularly memorable evening, a celebratory event was held to mark the progress of the project. The gathering was a mix of humans and veterans, their interactions now more relaxed and genuine. As the night progressed, the atmosphere shifted from formal to celebratory. Harper, ever the instigator of new experiences, approached Zita with a grin. "Care to join me for a dance, Ambassador?" Zita, taken aback, hesitated. "Dance? I've never." Harper's smile was infectious. "It's not about perfection. It's about having fun and experiencing something new." After a moment of contemplation, Zita accepted. As they danced together, the awkwardness gave way to a sense of shared joy. The experience was new and unfamiliar, but it was also liberating. As the night drew to a close, Zita found herself reflecting on the changes she had witnessed. The humans had indeed challenged the norms, but in doing so, they had also created opportunities for growth and understanding. The boundaries of tradition had been tested, and though not entirely shattered, they had been expanded in ways that no one could have predicted. In the grand tapestry of interstellar relations, the human influence was undeniable. Their willingness to push boundaries, coupled with their genuine desire to connect, had left a lasting impact on the Quorth and beyond. As the stars of Velarit twinkled in the distance, Zeta looked at Harper with newfound respect. "Commander Harper, I must admit, your approach to relationships and boundaries has given us much to consider." Harper nodded, a look of satisfaction on his face. "And that's what it's all about. Learning from each other and finding new ways to connect." The galaxy was a vast and ever-changing place, and as long as there were beings willing to challenge the status quo and embrace the unknown, the possibilities were endless. For the humans, the journey was far from over. They would continue to explore, to connect, and to push the boundaries of what was considered possible. In the end, it was this relentless drive and unyielding spirit that made humanity a force to be reckoned with, a force that would not be easily deterred, no matter the obstacles in their path. The Interstellar Conference on Velera had set a new precedent for cooperation and cultural exchange. As the human-Veleran collaboration continued to thrive, the implications of their partnership rippled through the galaxy. News of the groundbreaking project and the unorthodox methods employed by the humans spread, prompting reactions ranging from intrigue to alarm among other species. On a distant, technologically advanced world known as Tyrannus, the conclave of elders had been monitoring the developments with growing concern. The Tyrannians were a species known for their strict adherence to tradition and hierarchy, with an aversion to anything that threatened their well-established social order. The human approach to interspecies relations was seen as a direct challenge to their values. High Elder Kor, the leader of the conclave, called an emergency meeting to address the situation. The room was filled with the most influential Tarnanians, each one exuding an aura of authority and control. Kor, with his long silver robes and stern expression, began the discussion. "We have observed the interactions between humans and Velerans." Kor's voice resonated through the chamber. "The humans' disregard for traditional boundaries and their open pursuit of relationships with other species pose a threat to our values and societal structure." One of the elders, Sarah, nodded in agreement. "Their behavior could undermine the stability of our own systems. We must address this before it spreads further." Kor's eyes narrowed. "We cannot allow this to continue unchallenged. I propose we take action to reinforce our own values and prevent further disruption." As the meeting concluded, the Tyrannians devised a plan to confront the human influence. They would host their own interspecies summit, inviting representatives from various species, including humans, to showcase their culture and values. The goal was to reassert the importance of tradition and demonstrate the superiority of their own societal norms. The summit was set on Tyrannus, a planet renowned for its grand architecture and elaborate ceremonial practices. The event was a spectacle of order and discipline, with each species presenting their cultural practices and values in a highly controlled environment. The Tyrannians had spared no effort in ensuring that their traditions were showcased in the best possible light. Commander Alex Harper and his team arrived at the summit, prepared to represent humanity's perspective. As they navigated the opulent halls of the Tyrannian palace, Harper couldn't help but feel the weight of the expectations and the underlying tension. The summit's opening ceremony was a display of Tyrannian grandeur. The High Elder Corps made a powerful entrance, followed by presentations from various species, each demonstrating their own customs and beliefs. The humans, as always, were a contrast, casual, open, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. When it was their turn, Harper and his team took the stage with a sense of purpose. They presented humanity's approach to relationships and cultural exchange, emphasizing the importance of personal freedom and mutual respect. Harper spoke passionately. "We believe that true understanding comes from embracing diversity and challenging our own assumptions. We don't seek to impose our values on others. We aim to learn and grow together." The Tyrannian audience listened with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. The contrast between the humans' open approach and the Tyrannian emphasis on order was stark. As the presentation concluded, there was a palpable sense of unease among the Tyrannians. High Elder Kor, maintaining his composure, addressed the assembly. "While we respect the humans' right to their beliefs, we must remember that stability and tradition are the foundations of our society. We must not allow these new ideas to erode our values." The summit continued with discussions and debates, with each species presenting their views on the balance between tradition and innovation. The Tyrannians remained steadfast in their defense of their customs, while the humans remained committed to their principles of openness and exploration. Amid the discussions, an unexpected event occurred. A Tyrannian delegation, led by Elder Xara, proposed a challenge to the humans. They suggested a series of trials designed to test the human approach to relationships and cooperation against their own traditional practices. Harper accepted the challenge with a confident smile. "We're ready to demonstrate that our methods, while unconventional, can lead to meaningful and productive outcomes." The trials were a series of tasks that tested collaboration, problem-solving, and the ability to adapt to new situations. The Tyrannians expected the humans to struggle, but to their surprise, Harper and his team excelled in every challenge. Their ability to think outside the box and their willingness to embrace unconventional solutions proved to be a significant advantage. As the trials concluded, it became clear that the humans' approach had merits that could not be easily dismissed. The Turanians were forced to confront the fact that our own rigid practices, while effective in maintaining order, were not necessarily superior in all contexts. In a final address, High Elder Kor acknowledged the outcome of the trials. The humans have demonstrated resilience and adaptability. While we may not fully embrace their methods, we must recognize that there are alternative ways to achieve success and foster cooperation. The summit ended on a note of cautious respect. The Turanians, though still committed to their traditions, had gained a newfound appreciation for the human approach. The experience highlighted that even in a galaxy of diverse civilizations, there was value in exploring and understanding different perspectives. As Harper and his team prepared to leave Tyrannus, Zeta, who had been observing the proceedings with interest, approached Harper once again. "Commander Harper, your performance at the summit was impressive," Zeta said. "You've shown that humanity's willingness to challenge boundaries can lead to valuable insights and progress." Harper smiled. "Thank you, Ambassador. It's all about learning from each other and finding ways to grow together. The galaxy is a vast and diverse place, and there's always something new to discover." With the summit concluded and new understandings forged, the journey of humanity continued. The challenges and opportunities ahead would shape the future of interstellar relations, and the indomitable spirit of humanity would remain a driving force in exploring the unknown. In the grand scheme of the galaxy, humanity's impact was far from over. The legacy of their adventures, their audacity, and their unyielding pursuit of connection would continue to influence and inspire, forging a path toward a future where boundaries were tested and new horizons explored. The aftermath of the summit on Tyrannus had left an indelible mark on the galaxy. The interspecies dialogue had evolved, and the unexpected respect garnered by the humans had rippled through the interstellar community. While the Turanians remained staunch in their traditional values, their willingness to acknowledge the merits of alternative approaches marked a significant shift. Back on Earth, the news of the successful negotiations and the cultural exchanges spread with excitement. Humanity's reputation as a bold and adventurous species continued to grow, and their influence was felt far beyond their homeworld. Commander Alex Harper, now celebrated as a symbol of human resilience and audacity, prepared for his next mission, one that would build on the newfound respect and opportunities created by the summit. Harper's next mission was to lead a pioneering expedition to a distant, uncharted region of the galaxy. This mission was not just about exploration, it was a testament to humanity's enduring spirit of discovery and their commitment to forging new connections. The expedition would involve cooperation with various species, each bringing their own unique perspectives and expertise. As Harper and his team assembled for departure, they were greeted by a diverse group of representatives from different species, including Quorth, Velerans, and Turanians. The collaborative spirit that had emerged from the summit was now being put into practice on a grand scale. Ambassador Zeta, who had become a close ally of Harper, stood among the representatives. She approached Harper with a thoughtful expression. "Commander, I've been reflecting on our journey. The impact of our efforts has been profound." Harper nodded, a smile of understanding on his face. "It's been a remarkable journey. We've challenged norms, explored new frontiers, and built bridges where there were once barriers." Zeta's eyes glimmered with a mix of admiration and curiosity. "And as we move forward, how do you envision our role in this ever-expanding galaxy?" Harper looked out at the assembled crew and representatives, his gaze filled with determination. Our role is to continue pushing boundaries and seeking new connections. We've shown that embracing diversity and challenging conventions can lead to extraordinary outcomes. The future is about collaboration and exploration, and humanity will be at the forefront of that journey. As the expedition team prepared to embark, the atmosphere was one of optimism and anticipation. The mission promised to be a landmark endeavor, one that would push the limits of exploration and cooperation. The diverse crew was united by a shared goal: to explore the unknown and build a future where species could work together in harmony. The journey to the uncharted region of the galaxy was both exhilarating and challenging. The crew faced numerous obstacles, from navigating treacherous space anomalies to overcoming language barriers and cultural differences. But their shared experiences and mutual respect allowed them to tackle these challenges with creativity and determination. During the expedition, the team discovered a previously unknown planet, rich in resources and potential for scientific advancement. The planet's unique ecosystem offered insights into new forms of life and technology, furthering the mission's success. The collaborative efforts of the diverse crew led to groundbreaking discoveries that would benefit multiple species. As the mission neared its conclusion, the team gathered to reflect on their achievements. Harper addressed the crew with pride and gratitude. "We've accomplished something truly remarkable. Our cooperation and willingness to embrace new ideas have led to discoveries that will benefit us all." The representatives from the different species expressed their appreciation for the human-led expedition. The success of the mission reaffirmed the value of collaboration and the importance of challenging traditional boundaries. Back on Earth, the news of the expedition's success was met with jubilation. The mission had not only advanced scientific knowledge, but had also strengthened interspecies relations. Humanity's reputation as a pioneering force was solidified, and the spirit of exploration continued to drive their efforts. In the end, the journey had demonstrated that while boundaries and traditions were important, they were not barriers to progress. The willingness to explore the unknown and challenge the status quo had opened new avenues for growth and cooperation. As the galaxy looked to the future, the legacy of humanity's audacity and resilience remained a guiding force. The story of their adventures, their challenges, and their triumphs continued to inspire and shape the course of interstellar relations. And so, as the stars beckon with endless possibilities, humanity embarked on new journeys, forever guided by their unyielding spirit and the belief that no desire was too great, no boundary too strong to challenge.